Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Real quick, there's going to be some notes down below.
I accidentally hit the back button and wasn't able to recover quick enough. Like I said, sorry, I accidentally hit the back button on the browser and wasn't able to recover quick enough. That's good to hear, Dawson.
The structure actually sits on the right side in that big empty spot next to that little building by the, I guess, the loading bank here. So we pull up.
Yeah, I'm back, Roy. Hi, Wilmer. Hi, B&H. Hi, Dave. Hi, Ken. Hi, William.
And it's not there in the earlier photo. You can tell it's the same building because the back side of it, the roof lines, are very distinctive. It is very complex to look at. So kind of interesting. But let me pull up some Sanborn.
Yeah, let me
pull up some Sanborn.
Yeah, let me take care of that. There we go. Hi, Nancy. How are you this evening? Yes, I made it back. Okay, so for tonight we're going to be, well, actually let's give it about 5 more minutes, wait and see who all wanders in here. Hi, Sparky. Let's see what other kind of lost souls wander in here. Thank you, Wilmer. Two streams up right now. Hi, Rob. Hi, Mike. Hi, Brian. Hi there, Toyman, a real wicked Canadian, formerly known as Toyman 2448. I think Brian, your Pathfinder Railroad is Brian, correct? Formerly known as Brian X, correct? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, Brian. Pathfinder. Yep, so I'm hoping till the end of this stream we can get up to 250 subs, and then if we can keep that or more, I'll announce. I'll announce the contest next Monday. Yeah, Martin, I'm not quite sure how to get rid of the other one. Let me see if I can get into the other one. Give me a minute here. Um, hmm. Let me see here. Okay, well, I paused the other streams, so not sure how to end that one. Okay, so tonight we're going to discuss narrow gauge railroads that interchange with standard gauge railroads, and how they went about doing that. So I guess we'll start with the East Broadtop, because that's the railroad I'm most familiar with, obviously. So interchanged with the Pennsylvania Railroad at Mount Union. Um, and they interchanged coal with the Pennsylvania Railroad, and how they did it is they had a coal cleaning plant there, and they would take the narrow gauge hoppers and they would run them into a shed where they were dumped, and they went to conveyor belts and went up to the okay, B&H. Talk to you later. And the conveyors ran it up into a sorting machine. And the way this was done was, I believe, water. Hi, Vinny. And it was a flotation. It was a cleaning and processing plant, and the way it did it is, the heavier stuff would float to the bottom, and that's how they grade the coal. So the heavier stuff would sink to the bottom, and the lighter stuff would float to the top, and then that's how it was sorted. So I believe there were 3 different chutes for the standard gauge cores. Yep, Mike doing giveaway at 250. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, so there were 3 different chutes for loading the standard gauge cores, and they were each chute loaded a different grade of railroad of coal. Hi, Jerry. Um, Now, do any of you model dual gauge interchange yard? Okay, Dwight, I'll have to check that out then. Yeah, these brought up they had a dual gauge interchange yard in Mount Union, Pennsylvania, and they had 2 standard gauge 060s, 060 switchers. And believe, well, they both had dual couplers. The one was mounted at standard height, and in the center of the track for the standard gauge, and the one was mounted off to the side, and was in the center of the dual gauge track. If I knew how to use OBS, I would try and figure that out and try and throw some pictures up here, but anyway, the standard gauge switchers were housed in a engine house in Mount Union. Was a stone, like a concrete block structure, and also that's where the switchers were stored. Yeah, that was part of the APT, Jerry. Yep, Brian, that's right. One of them is still there. Number 3 is still there. That's a 1923 Baldwin. Yep, the building's still there, Jerry. The coal processing plant and the timber transfer are long gone by now. Hi, Chuck. So anyway, the timber transfer that was used, timber transfer was used to put narrow gauge trucks, specially designed to support the weight of standard gauge cars. And originally it was built to transfer timber from a local sawmill or a logging railroad. And after that, railroad went out of business. The way the these brought-up was designed was they had clearance for standard gauge cars. Yep, McKevley Brothers, Brian. You're really knowledgeable about these brought-up, Brian. So, like I said, I think here, lost my train of thought. My train of thought derailed. Oh no! Love the EBT. Yeah, me too, Brian. It's a shame it's not running right now. Go figure. I moved within half an hour of the place and it's not running. Just my luck. So anyway, the timber transfer was used to pick up standard gauge cars. They'd pick them up at one end, roll out the trucks from one end, and switch in the narrow gauge trucks and put it on. Yeah, William, gotta get the re-reeler. They would switch out the standard gauge trucks and they'd roll the narrow gauge trucks under the car and set it back down on the narrow gauge car. And then they would repeat the process on the other end. And this was actually cheaper and quicker than using the freight transfer. They had a freight transfer shed. And oh, Brian, what are you doing? So they had a freight transfer shed, but that was not very cost effective. They had to unload all the freight from the narrow gauge and they had to unload all the freight from the narrow gauge cars and put it in the standard gauge cars, or vice versa. And that took a lot of time. So they used timber transfer because that was a lot quicker. Now, if you look in books and stuff, yeah, too much coffee will do that to a woman. So if you look in some of the books, there's actually pictures of standard gauge gondolas and standard gauge boxcars riding down the rails behind the Mikados and between the Mikados and the opera cars. The EPT, the EPT is the headquarters are in Orbizonia, which is where the station is. Technically, the shops are located in Rock Hill Furnace, which is the adjacent township. Let me see. If you're familiar with the Turnpike, it's the exit for 522 on the Turnpike, the Shade Gap exit. That's alright, Sparky. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Let me think about this. You're familiar with Mount Union State College. Mount Union is about an hour, half an hour, 45 minutes west of State College. No, it's not close to Steamtown or Strasburg. It's near Altoona. It's about an hour south of Altoona. So anyway, they had a special adapter. It was a cast aluminum. Yes, it's out west, western Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's not far from Horseshoe Curve. Yeah, it's off of 522. Anyway, they had a special cast aluminum coupler adapters made that if they were hauling a standard gauge car behind a narrow gauge engine, and that's alright, Sparky. If they were to hold the standard gauge cars, there was a cast aluminum coupler adapter that they drop in between the couplers, and it was actually made by Alcoa. So if anyone knows of Alcoa, that was in Schuylkill County, I believe, in the Pine Grove area. So yeah, it was a coupler adapter, had a plate on the top, and it had a handle so you could pick it up and drop it between the cores. It's actually a really neat invention, and like I said, the president of the East Startup at the time had the foresight to have the clearances on the right of ways big enough for standard gauge cars to go through. Yeah, I would vote for gas, Sparky. I was there a couple years ago. It's quite spectacular, and now I believe just last year and middle and last year, they connected the line between the Cass Scenic Railroad and the Durban Rocket, and that was taken out by a flood. So I believe they just restored that line, and now they're actually connected. If you look on YouTube, there's videos. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I know there are videos of that. Yep. Yeah, there's always the the North Carolina Transportation Museum. I didn't miss much, Dave. I think there's also yeah, they ran the East Broad Top. They ran about 4 or 5 4 or 5, maybe up to 6 trains a day back and forth between the mines of Mount Union. Yeah, I agree there, Jerry. While I was there, it's not, the museum is not bad, but getting back through there is kind of scary. Narrow gauge cars are about 9 feet wide. Standard gauge cars are about 12 feet wide. So if you figure the width of the gauge multiply by 3, and that'll give you your width for your it'll give you your width of your cars. Oh, the Age of Steam Roundhouse. Yeah, the Age of Steam Roundhouse is in Steam in the Valley? The Cuyahoga Valley? Cuyahoga Valley? Hi, Rodney. Yeah, the Cuyahoga Valley, that's, they occasionally run, nickel plate 765 on that line. Yeah, I would love to see, is it in Sugar Creek, maybe? Sugar Creek? See, we were in Ohio, and we were in Sugar Creek, and I didn't even realize this was in there. I didn't even realize it was there until we got back. I was like, oh darn, wish I would have known. Yeah, the Age of Steam Roundhouse, that was the guy that used to own I don't think they have rides yet. I know that they're trying to get them. Yeah, I think that was all the engines that the guy from I believe it was the Ohio Central, collected. It was kind of like the Nelson Blount of Ohio. Yeah, next time I go back, I want to go visit there. Okay, let me fix that for you, Rodney. There you go, Rodney. Now you should have a blue wrench. Other railroads that had dual gauge trackage and interchange yards are the Denver and Rio Grande Western and the Tweetsie, East Tennessee and Western North Carolina. They had dual gauge interchange yards. And I believe also the SP narrow gauge had some dual gauge. Oh, you're welcome, Rodney. Let's see, what time is it? It's about 20 of. So in about 10 to 15 minutes, we'll start to wrap this up. Are there any railroads that you know of that have dual gauge track other than the ones I mentioned? Like I said, there's the EBT, the Denver and Rio Grande Western, Tweetsie, the Southern Pacific, narrow gauge, Slim Princess. Let's see what's Princess. There's also a small dual gauge yard in New Bloomfield, PA, with the Susquehanna River in Western, formerly Perry County Railroad, interchange with the Newport and Sherman's Valley. Oh, the Tuscarora Valley interchange with the Pennsylvania Railroad. Yeah, Shays and Climaxes and Heislers were all built. It could be either standard gauge or narrow gauge. Yeah, the Tuscarora Valley, that was like a stone's throw from the East Broad Top. Yeah, Wilmer. There's also the Waynesburg and Washington. That was out in the southwest corner of Pennsylvania. I don't think it interchanged with any standard gauge railroad, but I know it was absorbed by the Pennsylvania Railroad. Oh, you're welcome, Brian. Okay, Brian. Yeah, I know, like I said, I know they were, hi Dave. I know the Pennsylvania bought out the Waynesburg in Washington. Let me think. Hmm, um, hmm, train of thought derailed again. Oh, the countersport in Port Allegheny. That was originally built as a narrow gauge railroad before it was converted to standard gauge. Okay, Wilmer. Yeah, the countersport in Port Allegheny obviously went between Countersport, PA and Port Allegheny, PA. That's up in Tioga County area. Yeah, or hey, at least it didn't derail. Anyway, the countersport in Port Allegheny, that was that was that was narrow gauge before it was converted to standard gauge, and it interchanged with the Pennsy at Port Allegheny. And then the countersport in Port Allegheny was purchased by the WAG, which was the Wellsville, Aston, and Gilton, which I like because, well, when we used to go camping up around there, we'd always take a trip to Gilton. And Gilton, well, the Wellsville, Aston, and Gilton was known as the Soul Leather line because they did a lot with a whole lot of stuff for the tanning industry. And in Gilton, there's also now a baseball. Well, I think they're still there. There's still a baseball bat um, place there where they make blanks for baseball bats. Yeah, Brian. Up there, there's up around that area, there's a lot of natural gas drilling. The Wellsboro and Corning, which runs between Wellsboro, PA, and Corning, New York. And they also operate the Tioga Central tourist train. They were bought by a different company, and this was right before the big natural gas boom came into town. So they unknowingly purchased the railroad just in time to catch all that business. And when we go camping in Hills Creek State Park in Wellsboro, well, just outside Wellsboro, we always ride the Toga Central Tourist Railroad. And they even, well, Wellsboro Junction, this line used to be part of the New York Central's Fallbrook branch that went through the Grand Canyon from Corning, New York to just outside of Williamsport. And part of that was through the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon, which is now a rail trail. Okay, Wilmer, that's good to know. Yeah, the line through the Grand Canyon is now a rail trail. Pretty nice one, actually. So if you get up that way, be sure to check it out. Like I said, the Wellsboro and Corning and the Toga Central. That's alright, Brian. Thanks for being a subscriber. It's appreciated. The Wellsboro and Corning and the Toga Central ran on the ex-Fallbrook branch of the New York Central. And the train is actually, they store all the stuff in Wellsboro Junction, which was the split between the line to the Grand Canyon and to go into the town of Wellsboro. And there was a Y there. So the one leg of the Y would take you into town to Wellsboro, and the other leg of the Y would take you down through the Grand Canyon. Hi, Ralph. Alright, well, we're getting close to time to head on over to Tom's. So it's time for you guys to promote your channels. Let us know how many subscribers you have, any contests or special new video series coming out. I'm sure we'd all like to hear about them. Bye, Martin. Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, I'm still kind of all over the place with switching back and forth, but okay, Chesco has 195. Thanks, Dave. Jerry has 352. Dave's train has 530. Container Man has 1,350. Yeah, so if anyone has any questions on anything we talked about, send me a message. Oh, I just from going up there and from going up north and camping out up there. Dwight has 144. Wilmer is 576. I think it's 7. Yeah, Chasco, like I said, I just learned this stuff from. We've been going up camping outside of Wellsboro since I was a little kid, and I've always been interested in trains, so I just got curious and did lots of research, and so yeah, I guess I've just been interested in the stuff, and as I found something that I liked, I'd look into it and do the research on it. I love the Pennsylvania, like the shorelines and stuff, and the narrow gauge railroads in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I could go on a lot longer, but we're running short on time here. Yep. Well, it's time to go, so. Alright, guys, we'll see you over at Tom's, and remember, keep the rails narrow.